Yo, what is up guys? Nick Nakai here, Let's Drift Media. Thank you for coming back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome on in. So today we finally got my first welder. It finally came in. This is the Forney 140 MP Easy Weld, I believe they call it. It cost me about 420 bucks on Amazon. This is my first welder. I have zero welding experience, but the buddy who actually did the front bash bar on my 240SX used the same welder when he did the bash bar, and I asked him if it was a good welder, and he said he really recommended it. And it's really nice because it runs on 110 or 120 household volt electrical outlets. So I figured I'd give it a shot and just start trying to learn how to weld, because it's something that's been on my bucket list for quite a while. And now that I have my own pad, my own garage to kind of set up my own little shop, I figured it was time to start getting into welding. So without further ado, let's get started with the unboxing. All right, so it was a box in a box, but here we got it. Go ahead and open this bad boy up, see what we got. Alright, so first little bag we got our torch. I believe that's what it's called. Forgive me if I get some names wrong. Like I said, I have like no experience welding, so really don't know what I'm doing, but that's why I want to kind of learn so I do know what I'm doing. Got the instruction manual. We got our ground cable. We got, looks like another ground clip. Oh, actually this is probably for the stick welding. This is a 3-in-1. By the way, this welder does MIG, TIG, and stick welding. I believe it's DC TIG welding. So I've heard some things that AC TIG welder is better, but we're gonna find out. Yeah, looks like the clamp for the stick welder. Got that, and it looks like that's it. Besides that, we got our welder and then an empty box. So not a whole lot of stuff. Let's go ahead and pull it out the bag so you and I can both take a look at it. Damn, this thing looks sick. And also on a side note, this video is not sponsored by Forney in any way. I did email them asking them if they wanted to send me the welder so I can do a video on it, but they never got back to me, so I guess I'm not cool enough. So it comes with the plug and the adapter. So this is the adapter, so you could just run it in like your standard household plug. I was thinking about like balling out and getting like a Miller, but those run on 220 or 240, and I wanted to just kind of get started and see if this is something that I would even use that often, because there hasn't been too many times where I wanted to weld or needed to weld, but it's something that I don't know how to do. And it'd be nice if I could just do it here in-house versus paying somebody else to do it. That was one thing that I don't like doing when it comes to working on cars. So I'll go ahead and put it on the workbench and we can take a look at it. Alrighty, well here she is. I'll go ahead and leave the link in the description so you guys can go check out the voltage and amp specs. For those of you guys who are curious about that, since I'm probably not going to do a good job talking about it, I'm kind of just going to show you guys what you get out of the box. So coming over here on the front, looks like we got our little controls over here, our setting button, whether you're doing TIG, stick, or MIG. Little compartment right here for the wire. Oops. This little flip up. pretty nice, pretty nice. Doesn't look bad. We got our power outlet right here in the back, on and off switch, and our gas connector. So I will be probably looking to get a gas tank. I heard you get cleaner welds doing gas. Also picked up some flux core wire, just so I can kind of practice with. This is 0.030 diameter. This is what my buddy Andrew at work recommended I get, so I can kind of mess around and get familiar with the welder. We got our stick clamp. We got our ground clamp. And our torch. So, seems pretty legit. Like I said, I don't have no metal here to test out. So hopefully next video I can kind of get to playing with it, do some dog poo-poo welds, kind of learn. Big reason I wanted to get a welder too was now being a lead technician at work, sometimes get required to do like little fabrication jobs, like the crews will damage like the bin packs on these trucks, and sometimes you gotta do a little fab work. So really want to kind of at least kind of be decent at welding. I'm not looking to be a professional or do this for a living by any means, but really just want to get more familiar with it. So hopefully having this at home to practice will help out a lot, as well as with the 240 doing the turbo build. I know I'm gonna have to do some stuff, chop some stuff, get the intercooler fitted. I have an oil cooler I want to put on here, just any little brackets, stuff like that. I feel like the welder will come in handy. Again, like I said, this welder is the same welder that Ashton used to do my bash bar right here, and he did this quite some time ago. I believe this is like 1/8 inch steel, and it's been holding up really well. I've actually hit a couple cars on the track before, and I've gotten no weld cracks. So that was one reason where it kind of just sold me, like, damn, this welder could, it's pretty good, I feel like, if it's still holding up. I mean, again, you probably have to know what you're doing, but yeah. So the welder, looks like we got a little setup chart. I think this is to guide you, to tell you what settings to put it on depending on what you're welding, what thickness of steel you're welding. But this thing just looks badass. And again, I don't really know exactly what I'm looking at, but seems pretty legit. And you guys saw in the other video, I got some welding stuff already from Harbor Freight. We got the Vulcan ArcSafe Max auto dimming welding helmet. Got some cheapy welding gloves off Amazon. These are like 15 bucks. The Vulcan gloves at Harbor Freight kind of felt a little bit more comfortable than these, but like I said, we're just learning, so I'm gonna just try it out and see what happens. I bought, I want to say this was like a $20 or $30 welding jacket. It's fire resistant. Feel like it'll do the job. And I got this $50 welding cart, which looks like it's going to be a good fit. So go ahead and set it up on the cart, see what it looks like. All right, so to stop and watch like a little YouTube video to kind of see how to set up the wire spool. Got the wire set up. What they say is to have the wing nut pretty much not super tight, but not too loose. They said kind of end of the wing nut flush with the end of the bolt. That's pretty good tightness for it. The wire clamp thing right here, they said set it around 2, but to feed the wire, you just pop this down. There's a roller right there, and it's kind of hard to see in there, but there's a knurled edge. It kind of has like some teeth on it. From the Forney YouTube channel, they said you're going to use that for flux core wire. So I went ahead and fed the wire through, fed it all the way through the gun, plugged it in, and pretty much just fed the wire all the way through. You can hear it kick on right there. It's not too loud, it's actually pretty quiet, so that's kind of cool. And then fed the wire through. See right here. Decided to make sure there's not too much tension on the roller. I kind of just set it to the settings they had, or they told me to do. But seems okay. I'm gonna go ahead and stop wasting wire now. Alright, so I legit have nothing else to practice on, at least any clean metal. So I just like the edge of this bash bar. So I kind of went and hit it. I guess I'll just do like a little bead right here, just because I really want to play with this thing, and I have no metal really to mess around with, so figure why not mess around with the 240. So it's all set up right now according to the display, or the little setup chart right here. I believe we got 1/8 inch thick steel on the bash bar, so we got set up to 6 and 7 for 0.030. That's set up to MIG. We got the green light, we got our ground, and our torch plugged in. Let's go do some baby welds. Alrighty, so here are some ugly looking welds. I know, guys, I know. Gotta get some scrap metal to play around, but that was really fun to at least get the machine set up and kind of fire off some welds, to at least try it. I mean, of course, I didn't clean this metal or nothing. I just kind of did it because it was all I had that I can do right now. But yeah, Nick Nakai's early welds. Hopefully we get some improvement over the next couple months. Alright guys, well that pretty much sums up this episode. So far, super excited. I mean, this machine was super easy to set up. I had it kind of set up and ready to go within like probably 10 to 15 minutes. Tried to do a little YouTube certification before I started. Was able to at least try it out. Do some ugly welds. But super excited to get some metal and actually get good at this. Really excited. So hopefully in the upcoming episodes you guys will see some better welds, some improvement from me, and more testing out of the Forney Easy Weld 140 MP. But pretty stoked right now. I mean, the guy who actually does welding all the time for a living recommended it to me, so don't really have any doubts about the machine. It's really just getting a doubt in on the user end, which would be myself, but we're gonna learn, dude. Everyone's got to start somewhere, and pretty excited. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for more welding content, I guess, as I get more stuff, maybe some stuff to play around with, like I said. So seems like a cool little machine for 400 bucks. I mean, it's probably in the same price range as some of the Harbor Freight welders, but it is cool how it does MIG, TIG, and stick welding. Even though I'll probably only be doing MIG welding, maybe a little TIG later down the road, we'll see. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Maybe give me some welding tips and advice in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace!